Hello, this is the third of 4 videos explaining and demonstrating functional fitness specifically for coffee roasters. Roaster and trainer Kevin Mejia wrote this article on functional fitness for roasters. Exercises to stretch and strengthen the muscles coffee roasters use every day. These videos showcase the movements he wrote about in this article so you can watch, listen, and follow along. This video focuses on stability exercises, especially concentrating on the core. As roasters, we bend over, lift heavy things, and turn around so many times every day. So these exercises will strengthen the muscles used in those activities, giving you more control over your movement. Of course, if you feel any pain or discomfort, stop and consult a doctor or fitness professional. If you missed videos 1 and 2 on shoulder and hip mobility, I'll put a link in the description below, and the last video in the series will be uploaded next week. But for now, Kevin, take it away.
130, 131, 132. Yeah, right. You guys probably think that I'm working on my core here, right? Well, crunches are great for the core, but they're not so great for trunk stability. Hey guys, Kevin here from Bevel Coffee with the third video on functional fitness for roasters. Today we're going to talk about trunk stability and 3 drills that are going to help strengthen our core so that we can handle lifting heavy objects and standing all day or sitting all day so that we're not getting back pain or any other aches and pains. Let's go ahead and get started. First drill that we're going to talk about is going to be a weird one, but it is probably the best core stability exercise that I can prescribe for anyone, okay? And it's called a hollow hold. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay face up and we're going to start really simple with the most regressed version of the hollow hold, okay? So I want you to start with knees at a 90-degree angle to our body, just like this. And then I'm going to go ahead with my arms. I'm going to reach and just pull my shoulders up off the floor. You can tell that my voice is starting to get a little tight here because my belly is automatically on once I get into this position. What we're effectively doing is engaging what's known as the transverse abdominis. It's that innermost core muscle by pressing my low back into the ground. When we do crunches and things like that, oftentimes people will experience pain because their back arches into this position as they're coming up and trying to peel their shoulders off the ground. This drill will teach us to expand our belly, right, into a position that's going to help. Now, as you get better at this drill, where I'm here, I can go ahead and start to turn this into my legs are straight. Now that lever is longer and it becomes more difficult, right? Or I can go hands overhead and that becomes harder again. Now my lat, the side muscle is engaged and my belly really is on fire, okay? And then the better and better at this I get, what's gonna happen is I'm in the banana shape and I'm gonna try to open it up, open it up, open it up, open it up, you know? And the goal here is to keep my lower back in contact with the ground. So I should not be able to slide my hand under my lower back when I'm in this banana shape, right? Or in the case of the first version of it, right, is this position right here, which is just a tuck. Keep your low back in contact with the ground and you're gonna get all of the benefits of the hollow hold. Try this out. You really only need like 30 seconds at a time if you can make it. If you can't, that's okay. Do what you can without breaking good position, and then go ahead and the next day add 5 seconds. The next day add 5 seconds. What you can do is combine this with the glute bridges from our hip video, right? And the combination of strengthening your hips and strengthening your core is the #1 way to get rid of back pain fast. A lot of times you think stretch, you think stretch, you think stretch. That's wrong. The best thing that we can do is strengthen our glutes, strengthen our core. And those 2 things alone often resolve a lot of back pain issues. So you can try that, but I will say that if you have ongoing back pain, maybe related to an injury, consult with a doctor before trying any of these exercises. Second core drill that we can work with here is a drill known as the bird dog. So going back to the ground, you can tell that with a lot of the drills, we get full on the floor or we use the ground a lot, and that's because it works great to use our bodies in the way that they're intended to be used, okay? So, we're gonna go down to hands and knees right here, and what I wanna see when we're in this position is hands directly under the shoulders and then knees directly under the hips. And you should just be shoulder and hip width apart. You don't need to be like frogged out in a kind of a weird way. Drive your toes. You can see my toes are driving into the ground. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach my opposite foot and my opposite hand away from each other. Just like this. I'm gonna do the other side. Right and left foot, right hand, left foot. Back down, driving those toes again. Left hand, right foot, just like that. So what we're doing is we're training our body to not rotate in that position. So our goal here is, if I give you this front view of the same drill, I don't want to lift and then like be rotating my hips or falling or doing any of that stuff. I want to tighten my belly, get strong, right? And then do it so that my hands and my feet all move without my hips and my trunk shifting. And we're teaching our body to resist rotation. Just like the hollow hold. In the hollow hold, we're resisting movement, resisting extension, right? Resisting our back lifting off the ground. In this drill, we are resisting rotation, which again strengthens those innermost muscles that stabilize our back through movement. You can think about it this way. If I'm moving a bag, in this case, we're gonna use a very heavy ball. If I'm moving a heavy bag of coffee from one side to the other, right? What's gonna happen is we're rotating. And if I can resist rotation and control that movement, we're less likely to get an injury. So again, bird dogs, hands and knees, opposite foot, opposite hand, and you can think about the glute flexing, right? Think more about reaching back as far as you can with the foot and reaching forward as far as you can, rather than lifting up, okay? Think away. Time for that third and final drill for core stability exercises, okay? Now, I'm gonna give you guys an equipment version and a non-equipment version. Though, to be honest, the equipment version, you could use any heavy object at home to work with, okay? Most of us have a bucket at home. That'll make sense in a second. So, we're gonna start with the no equipment version. And just like the hollow hold, where we were resisting flexion / extension really, and with the bird dog where we're resisting rotation, we're gonna go ahead and do a side plank where now we're resisting lateral flexion, right? So moving sideways. So I'm gonna put my elbow into the ground, I'm gonna stack my feet together, and I'm gonna raise my hips up into the air just like this. Just hanging out here for 30 seconds, making sure that I keep a straight trunk all the way down is gonna be super effective. Now, if using the feet is really difficult, what you can do is just stack your knees, making sure that you're in a straight line, okay? So now I've got my feet tucked behind me, and I can use my knees to lift up off the ground right here, okay? I still have this hole that I create, and I'm resisting that lateral flexion. If we're looking from the side, okay, so I'm gonna give you this kind of like direct view. What we don't wanna see is my butt behind me like this, right? I really want to stack in a straight line so that from my feet to my hip to my shoulder is a straight line. Same with the knee. From the knee to the hip to the shoulder is a straight line. And the thing that's going to help you guys with that the most is that glute bridge, right? Clench your glutes together, and that usually will straighten out the hip in that movement, okay? So side planks, 30 seconds on each side is plenty. If you can't make it to 30 seconds, that's okay. Start with 10. Work your way up, do it for 3 rounds. You can combine that with hollow holds, glute bridges. When you guys are doing these drills, I don't want you to think that the highest intensity is the most important. It's better to get low intensity and be consistent every single day, knowing that you're gonna get it out, right? So like spend 5 minutes a day, pick 2 or 3 of the drills, and that's all you really need, okay? Second drill is going to be a loaded carry. So I'm gonna grab, in this case, a kettlebell, and a loaded carry is exactly what it sounds like. I'm gonna hold a heavy object, I'm offloaded to one side, so I'm effectively resisting lateral flexion, right? And I can just hang out with it, and then if I want to and I don't have space, I can march in place. And again, just trying to make sure that I'm resisting that lateral flexion, right? Keeping my belly tight, switching arms, doing the other side, or I can actually walk with my object. And this, believe it or not, works out the core quite a bit. They call these farmer carries, and we know that farmers are strong based on all of the coffee that we roast. they're moving 160-pound bags, 70 kilos, 69 kilos, 60 kilos. They're strong. And this armor's carry right here is really effective at doing that, okay? Walk around with a heavy object and resist rotation. If you find that you're like stumbling as you walk, or if you find that you're really like bobbing around, pick a lighter weight that allows you to stay stiff through the trunk, okay? So, loaded carries, side planks, combined with the hollow hold and your bird dogs, you have everything you need for your core movements. If you want to throw in some like sit-ups in there, that's fine, but those drills actually aren't the best for your true core strength, okay? The best for that is going to be these drills that we talked about here, or just lifting weights, which we'll talk about in the next video in this series. Be safe, consult with a doctor if any of this hurts, or if you have prior injuries that may stop you from doing these drills. Yeah, happy roasting.
That was the stability exercise set, focusing on your core. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. There is one more video in this Functional Fitness for Roasters series where we'll cover functional strength. And of course, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more. All these videos go along with Kevin's article in issue 21 of Coffee People. I'll put a link to Coffee People in the description below so you can get the zine, read along, and check out all of the other art and articles by creative coffee people around the world. Thanks for watching. Cheers.